Hi, my name is Jessie, and I am a compulsive overeater. What that means is I have used food for comfort, for friendship, for reward, and for punishment. You name any happy or sad scenario, and I would have to include food in the storyline. When I was younger, I did not gain any weight because back then we walked everywhere and we played outdoors as much as possible. In my 20s, I got my first car and exercise naturally lessened, and I noticed the weight gain. That's when the serious dieting started, and it is also when gaining and losing my weight began. If I lost weight, I would celebrate with food, and if I gained weight, I'd drown my sorrows with food. It was a never-ending struggle. Dieting seemed to make me gain weight, not lose it. It was so frustrating. And at one point, a doctor talked to me about my obesity. I was wearing dresses with no waistline, my face turned red if I did anything strenuous, and I had a knee that was giving me grief, and I hated to put on a bathing suit. That was my worst nightmare. Once when I was talking to a good friend, I realized that I was focused not on what she was saying, I was focused on the treats she had on her table. That awareness made me stop and think about what was going on. How insane was I at all? This girl was a close friend whom I had great respect for, but yet I zoomed in on the food, not on her conversation. It was around that time that thankfully someone mentioned Overeaters Anonymous to me. In Overeaters Anonymous, people talk about why they eat, not what they eat. I have found so much honesty here, so much hope. It was explained that compulsive overeating is a disease, a disorder. Normal people eat and feel full and stop eating, but with the compulsive overeater, when they eat, that full feeling doesn't kick in. How did they know? That is exactly what happened to me. They knew because they have had this same issue, and now they were sharing with me how they are recovering from this disease. They have 12 steps and 12 traditions and other tools that have been helping them to not compulsively overeat. I figured I'd give it a try. There was a lot to learn, and I'm still learning, but that's okay. Here I'm being taught to live one day at a time, one meal at a time sometimes. I am gradually changing the way I eat and the way I think about food. I am recovering from compulsive overeating, and I am in a supportive group who understand what my issues are because they've had them themselves. I will always be a compulsive overeater, but I have tools now in OA that help me not take that first compulsive bite. Diets didn't work for me. Overeaters Anonymous does, and I am so grateful for those who started this program here in Newfoundland almost 40 years ago. Thank you for sharing your experience, strength, and hope with me. I am so glad that you decided to keep coming back to the meetings. Your being there meant I had a place to go where I felt safe to talk about the way I used food as my drug of choice. I don't have to do that anymore. I am a grateful, recovering compulsive overeater who for today is not compulsively overeating.